All right, we're on lesson 97 today. Before you start, I want you to make sure that you have read page 612 through page 614. And as we go through this lesson, if I move too quickly, I want you to pause and rewind as you need to. It's also important that you write these down with me so that you can use them to help you with your written practice. We're going to start today on problem A in lesson practice, which is on page 614. And it says, find the mean, median, mode, and range. We've got a little bit of a mistake there. Let's say range of Janelle's game points shown below. Is there an outlier in this set of points? All right. So if you read through the examples and stuff, you should have a somewhat decent understanding of what these different words mean. We're going to start with mean. So this mean here is another way of saying an average. So in order to find the mean, we're going to write our answers over here. Let's see. Our mean equals, in order to find our mean, we need to take all these numbers together, add them up, and then divide by how many numbers there are. It's another way, a fancy way of saying an average. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers here. So we're going to add them all up. So let's go ahead and start writing these down. So we've got 100 plus 90 plus 95 plus 90 plus 85 plus 90 plus 80, and we'll go down a little bit, plus 50. So we need to add these numbers all up. Make sure we have 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure they match. 100, 90, 95, 90, 85, 90, 80, and 50. Okay. So we can add these up. So we've got 0, 0 plus 5. 0, another 5, that's 10. So we have 10 in our ones column. And we're going to carry the 10 ones to our tens column, because 10 ones is 110. And then we're going to add all these up. So we've got 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 9 more is 19, plus 9 more is 28, plus 8 is 36, plus 9 is 45, plus 8 is 53, plus 5 more is 58. So we're going to have 8 here. We're going to carry the 5. 58 tens. 50 of those tens would be 500s. So we're going to add up 5 and 1. That's 680. All right. So now we need to divide by our total, which is 8. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a division problem. So we've got 680 divided by 8. 8 doesn't go into 6, but it will go into 68 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. We subtract, we end up with 4. We bring down our 0. And we have 40. 8 goes into 45 times. 5 times 8 is 40. So our answer would be, for mean, would be 85. Okay, we'll put a little semicolon here for our next question. Our next word here, it says the median. So our median equals, actually let's switch colors for median so we don't get too confused here. And let's use blue. So our median equals, okay. The median is our middle number. So we need to find the number that's in the middle. So if I list these numbers out, let's go ahead and list them from biggest to smallest. So we've got 1 100. We've got 1, let's see, there's a 90 there, 5 there. I don't see another 95, just 1. So we've got 195. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 90s. We already took care of that 100 there. So we got 90. We'll put 3 of those times 3. And then, let's see, 85 is our next number. It's 85. And only got one of those. And 80, we only have one of those. And we only have 150. Okay, so our median is the middle number, and I put them largest to smallest so that you can see all the numbers. Now, this 50 down here is kind of different than the other numbers, so we're going to kind of just ignore that one, and we're going to look for the middle number. The median is the middle number. The reason we ignore the 50 is because it's so far away from the other numbers. It's kind of it's what we call an outlier, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But if we have 2 above this number and 2 below this number, if we exclude the 50, so our median, the middle number, is going to be 90. That's what median means, our middle number. We're going to use our semicolon to go to the next answer. The next one is mode. So we're going to write mode here. And mode is a fancy way of saying most. Well, there was only one 100, there was only one 95, there was only 185, there was only 180, there was only 150, but there were 3 90s, so we had most of our 90. So our mode is going to be the one that's the most, which is 90. All right, let's go ahead and switch. Now we've got this range, so we're going to write range here. And range is the difference between the biggest number and the smallest number. Well, our biggest number is this 100 here. And our smallest number is this 50 here. So we're going to take 100, which is our biggest number, and we're going to subtract 50 to find how many numbers there are between the smallest and the biggest number, and it's 50. So our range is 50. How many numbers there are between the smallest number and the biggest number. And then a moment ago I talked about the outlier. And an outlier is the number that doesn't really fit with the other numbers. It's so far away, it's not very close. Like 80 and 85 are only 5 apart, 85 and 90 are only 5 apart, 90 and 95 are only 5 apart, and 95 and 100 are only 5 apart. The distance from 80 to 50 is 30, so it's an outlier. It's way outside the range of the other numbers. So we're going to write outlier is 50. All right. Now, it actually says, is there an outlier in the set of data points? So I'm just going to write underneath it, yes, there is an outlier. And then I'm going to circle my answers. There's a bunch of them today. So this is my answer to this problem. All right, let's go ahead and go to B. B says find the median, or excuse me, the mean, median, mode, and range of this set of numbers. So we don't have to worry about our outlier this time. But it says mean. We're going to start with that. So we're going to write mean over here. Mean equals, and remember the mean is an average of all the numbers. So we take all of our numbers. We have 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of them. So we're going to add those up, and then we're going to divide the answer, the sum, by 5. So let's go ahead and start working on that. We've got 31, 28, 31, 30, and 25. We're going to add those all up. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 15 ones. We carry 10 of those to our tens column. I'm going to add these up. We've got 5 and 6. And then, so I did the 3, 2 is 5. Then 1 more is 6. And 6 more, which is these 2 3s, makes 12. And then 2 more is going to be 14. Now we had 5 numbers, so we're going to take 145, and we're going to divide it by 5, because there were 5 numbers. And 5 goes into 14 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. We subtract. We've got 4, and we're going to bring down our 5. And then I know that 5 times 9 is 45, so if I divide 45 by 5, I'm going to have 9 in my quotient. 9 times 5 is 45. We subtract, we've got 0. So our average or mean for this set of scores or numbers is going to be 29. So we'll write 29. 9. Put a little semicolon there. And we'll switch colors for the median. The median is the middle number. So I'm going to do the same thing I did on the last problem. I'm going to list the numbers out like we did here. And we're going to try to do it from largest to smallest. So we have 31 is our biggest number. And there is 2 of them. So we're going to write 31 times 2. There's 2 of those. And then the next biggest number is 30. So I'll put 30 here. And then the next one is 28. My phone is ringing. Give me just 1 second. And then we've got one more, 25. All right. So there's a total of 5 numbers there. We've got 2 for the first one, 3, 4, 5. And the median number is the middle number. So we want to find out where the middle is. Let's see. I would say that the middle number would be like right about here. And I'm going to check one thing real quick. Okay, so we had 2 of these right here. This one here is 2 of these. So there's actually another one up here. I can get rid of this. Okay, so the reason I'm doing that is because I want to find the number that's in the middle. So if let's go ahead and switch colors here. So we have 2 numbers below 30 and 2 numbers above 30. So the middle number is going to be this number here, right? So our median, I was kind of sloppy there with my circles. So our median is going to be that middle number, which is 30. Because there was 2 numbers above 30 and there were 2 numbers below 30. Okay. Now we're going to go with mode. Our mode, let's switch to purple. And remember, mode is what we have, which one has the most. Well, we had 2 31s. None of the other numbers were duplicated. So our mode, the one we have the most of, is 31. And then finally, our last one is our range. And I remember, oops, I'm going to switch colors for that. Let's go with blue or dark purple. Range is the difference between the biggest number, and our biggest number was 31, and the smallest number, and our smallest number was 25, so we're going to subtract 25. And 31 minus 25 is 6. So the range is 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to C. It says find the median of the test scores and shown below. I don't know why I messed up there again on that. This is shown below. And explain how you found your answers. Okay, so we're going to start by solving it to find out what the median is, and then we will talk about the explaining. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find out how many numbers there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so we're going to add those 6 numbers up. So we've got 100, we've got 95, we've got 90, 80, 80, and 75. We're going to add those all up. We've got 2 5s in the ones column, so that's 10. I'm going to carry that 10 to the tens column. Then we're going to add these up. We've got 9 and 1 is 10, plus 9 more is 19, plus 8 is 27, plus 8 is 30, and 7 is 37. Carry our 30 tens equals 300s, and then we're going to add our hundreds up, which is 470. Okay, then we're going to take this sum and we're going to divide it by how many numbers there were. And there were 6. So 6. Well, 6 times 7 is 42, and 6 times 8 is 48. That's too big. So let's go with 7. 7 times 6 is 42. We're going to subtract. We're left with 5. And then we carry the 0 down. I want to make sure I didn't make a mistake. I think I made a mistake, guys. Let's check our adding real quick. I think that It's very, very. The reason I think I made a mistake is because I know that 50 is not going to come out evenly. I'll end up with a remainder. So I know that this assignment does not have remainders. Sometimes you can, but we're not going to get into that. There would be some decimals and stuff. So I made an addition error. So let's double check our addition. So we've got 5 plus 5 is 10. We carried the 1. And then let's add differently. So 7, 8 is 15. Plus 8 is 23. Plus 9 is 31. And then we've got 40 there. So there's my mistake. I missed that. Oh, 41. I misadded there. So I think I almost forgot the one I carried here. So this should be 41. Let's do some erasing here. Oh, I don't like the way that's erasing. Let's do the stroke eraser. Get rid of this stuff here. All right. Okay, so double check again. We got 7, 8 is 15, plus 8 is 23, plus 9 is 31, plus 9 is 40, and then one more is 41. And then that changes this to a 4. And then 4 plus 1 is 5. Let's go ahead and erase that. 5. And let's try dividing. 510 by 6. Okay. So let's see here. 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 8 is 48. So we're going to go with 8. 8 times 6 is 48. Subtract. We're left with 3. We carry down to 0. Then 5 times 6 is 30. We subtract and end up with 0. So I think that our median equals 85. Now we're not done because it says explain. Well, when we explain, we want to tell what we did to get the answer. Oh, Mr. Bruce made another mistake. This median here is not mean. It's the middle number. Oh my gosh. Wonder if I should reset the video. This is actually our mean. And we don't need that. So we just went through to find the mean again. But we can use these numbers over here. So let's see here. We've got, there's 3 numbers here and there's 3 numbers here. So there's no middle number. So the middle number, if there was one, it would be right there. And it'd be about halfway between 80 and 85. So the median, well, that would be 85 too. So worked out well. The median's the middle number. So I apologize for that mistake. We did a little bit of extra practice for the mean. The median is that middle number. And since there's an even number of numbers, there's 6, there isn't really a middle number. So you find the distance between the 90 and the 80. Or we would average 90 and 80. So we could do that by writing 90 plus 80, which equals 170. And then we can divide 170 by 2, because there's only 2 numbers here. And 8 times 2 is 16. We subtract, we get 1. We got 0. 5 times 2 is 10. We subtract, we have 0. So that's our 85 for our median. Okay, that's how you find a median when there's an even number of problems. So now we can go back to our explain. And it says, let's see here. We're going to write our explanation right here. So we'll put a little semicolon right here. There is an even number of scores. So there is no one middle number or middle score. Oops, I don't know why I put a semicolon there. So there is no middle score. So we find the mean. So, we found the mean of the 2 middle scores. All right, so that took a little bit longer, but we got a little bit extra practice on the mean figuring. This is our answer because we have a nice explain there. Make sure that when you are asked to explain that you give me something like this here, okay? I want to make sure that we explain well when we're solving math problems. We want to explain it so that someone who isn't doing the math can understand what's going on. Okay, we've got one more problem. This one says, every X on this line plot stands for the age of a child attending a party. How many children attended the party? Okay, so let's start by, let's highlight the numbers as we count them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There were 12 children that attended the party. So our first answer, how many children? It would be 12 children. We just counted them up. And then it says, what is the mode of the ages? Well, the mode is which one has the most. Well, there was only one 8-year-old. There were 3 9-year-olds. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10-year-olds, 2 11-year-olds, and 1 12-year-old. Remember, the mode stands for which of them have the most. Well, that's this one. There's 5 10-year-olds. So we would say 10-year-olds would be the mode. 10-year-olds. And there's our last problem. I hope you had fun. This one went a little bit longer than usual. We made a little bit of mistakes, but I think we figured it out. Have a great day.